Hey everyone, welcome to my Mandalorian Season 2 Episode 6 review video. And before we start, I want to make sure that you stay tuned for all these reviews I'll be doing, so make sure to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss a bit. And I also want to give a big shout out to a special channel called Banana Man. They make Among Us videos very similar to me. Go check them out, the link is in the description. And now let's get on to the video. And just as a warning, this will contain spoilers for Season 2, Episode 6 of The Mandalorian, so make sure to go watch the episode and come back to this review so you don't get anything spoiled for you. We finished off the last episode with Mando and Baby Yoda flying away in their pretty much broken ship by now to the planet Tython, which Ahsoka sent Mando to go there and place Baby Yoda on the top of the mountain, and he can reach out to other Force users across the galaxy, at least what's left of the Force users. I thought this episode was going to be another side quest filler episode, but it turns out that they just get right into the action, right into the drama. They head to Tython immediately at the beginning, which I was surprised at. I thought they were going to run into something. So yes, they do get to Tython safely, and because it's a big mountain planet, there aren't very many flat areas to land. So Mando finds a flat area to land, but they can't navigate through the mountains at all because the rock is on a very high mountain. So he carries Baby Yoda with him, and they fly up to the mountain with his jetpack. At the beginning of this episode, I kept thinking that someone was going to get in Mando's way, something was going to happen. But nothing really happened. Baby Yoda and Mando, they kind of were just chill up on the mountain, at least Mando was. He put Baby Yoda on the rock in the middle, and Baby Yoda started doing this weird force thing where he had a shield around him, but yeah, I thought something was going to happen by now. Psych! Something did happen. It's amazing. I was watching it, and I saw Baby Yoda doing his thing, and then suddenly Boba Fett's ship, Slave One, comes flying behind Mando. And at that moment, I was so happy. We haven't seen Boba Fett in live action, or canon for that matter, since Return of the Jedi, which came out like 40 years ago. So, obviously, this is gonna hype some people up, because the Boba Fett reveal in Episode 1 was amazing, but this was even more amazing because we finally got to see him for a longer period of time. And Mando is very obviously shaken. He's worried that something's going to happen to Baby Yoda while he's in his trance, I could call it. And so he heads down to the ship, and not his ship, Slave One. And he sees a masked, hooded man standing right behind him as he's heading into the ship. And it's kind of funny. I also watched Jeremy John's video, and he mentioned this too. He mentioned that Mando is always very quick to assume that something is dangerous. Like, whenever he sees a ship land, he's always like, oh, this is for Baby Yoda, they're coming after him. So, when he sees Slave One, somehow he knows that it's danger. Like, it might have just been, like, a farmer or somebody coming down. Like, you don't always have to assume that it's danger, but I feel like Mando's a little bit overprotective. And obviously, Mando has Boba Fett's armor, so it makes sense why Boba Fett would be here. He's searching for his armor again. And yes, they do have a conversation about how Boba Fett has been tracking Mando, and he's been searching for his armor to reclaim it. So Mando and Boba Fett come to an agreement. Mando says, if I give you this armor, you will help me protect Baby Yoda for the amount of time we're together in case Imperials come or anything happens to Baby Yoda. I need you to be not my bodyguard, but my assistant. Right when Mando mentions Grogu, Boba Fett reveals that there's someone on top of another mountain that's getting ready to shoot Baby Yoda. Like, they have their scope on him. And we find out that it is, I forget her name, but that girl from the last season who was handcuffed on the ground on the desert planet. I believe it was episode 5. And everyone was theorizing about that guy who came at the end of that episode. And it is confirmed now that that was Boba Fett. So, yes, this girl is back. And obviously they teamed up when they first found each other, Boba Fett and her. And she has her scope ready to shoot Baby Yoda. And I think it's smart of Lucasfilm and the Disney Corporation for us to wait for Boba Fett until the very next season so that it keeps people watching all the way through. Instead of, if they revealed Boba Fett the episode right after, it would be very, very bad because everyone would see Boba Fett and then they'd watch it and then they'd just leave because they got what they wanted. So Disney or Lucasfilm, if you are watching this, I really like the way you're going through with this, through with the characters that you reveal. You make something happen in the first season, and you don't continue it until the second season. I really like that. So yeah. So Mando asks the girl if she can stop aiming at Baby Yoda, and we can work out a deal. And they work out that deal I said earlier, where if they promise to protect Baby Yoda, Mando will give back the armor to Boba Fett. And in case you haven't already, make sure to like the video. Let's try to reach 20 likes in this one. It really shows your appreciation for this video series by liking it, so make sure to go do that. And at that very moment, Imperial transporters come down from the sky and get revealed, and we figure out that the Imperials have been tracking Mando and Boba Fett for a very long time. So this girl, Mando, and Boba Fett are pretty much forced to work together and stop these stormtroopers and Imperials from getting Baby Yoda. So there's this huge action sequence. Baby Yoda's still up in the mountain. We see Boba Fett do some really, really cool stuff. He has this big, long stick with a point on the end. I don't know what it's called. It's not a spear, though. And he starts smacking people with it, hitting stormtroopers left and right. I thought it was a really incredible action sequence. They eventually drive out all the stormtroopers, or defeat them for that matter. And when you think it's all over, the big Moff Gideon's Imperial cruiser comes down and hovers over them. And you see Moff Gideon looking over onto them, and he says, "Release the Dark Troopers." And that's when we first see the Dark Troopers from episode 4 come into play now, and they look insane. And I go into greater detail about these Dark Troopers in my episode 4 review, so be sure to go check that out on my channel. And so these Dark Troopers land on the rock that Baby Yoda is sitting on, and they're coming for Baby Yoda. Mando tries to get up there, but he doesn't know where his jetpack is, so he has to run up to the mountain. Then he realizes that some of his weapons that he needs are in his ship, so he's about to go there, but then Moff Gideon's cruiser shoots down his ship, and it basically explodes. His ship's nowhere to be found. It's pretty much totaled. Mando can't get to the Dark Troopers and Baby Yoda in time, so the Dark Troopers grab Baby Yoda and fly back up to the cruiser, and Baby Yoda's gone.
Ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Boba Fett flies his ship up there to see who it is, who took him, and he figures out that it's an Imperial cruiser. Boba Fett says, "No, I'm not going up there, that's Imperial." So then we go from the perspective of Mando to the perspective of Moff Gideon, and we see that he comes into the room where they're holding Baby Yoda, and you come in, and you walk in, and you see Baby Yoda flinging stormtroopers around the guards. He's using the Force and pushing them all around the room, and he's basically torturing them. I thought it was kind of funny, but again, Baby Yoda is kind of a mean person. I mean, it's a baby, but like, why would a baby want to kill somebody? It's kind of funny. Moff Gideon wasn't really surprised. He was just kind of watching his fellow Imperials just being flown around, and he just looks at Baby Yoda and smiles, and he thinks it's funny. So Baby Yoda finishes the troopers, and Moff Gideon walks up to Baby Yoda smiling, and he says, "Would you like to know what this is?" And he reveals the Darksaber for the first time in this season, and he ignites it, and he is kind of flinging it around, showing it to Baby Yoda, and Baby Yoda is really uncomfortable, you can tell. So he asks one of the guards to call Dr. Pershing and tell him that we have the asset, and that's pretty much how the episode ends. So that's my take on this, guys. I'm probably going to give this a 9 out of 10. I really, really like this episode. I think it's probably better than episode 5, the last episode, surprisingly. So if you guys haven't liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of my other uploads. And may the Force be with you.